Hey, what's going on, ASAP fam? And welcome to another episode of the G Report, episode 123. Today, we're going to be talking about the women's Final Four. We had two great games last night, so we'll get into that. A controversial ending in the Iowa game. We'll speak on that. Also, we'll talk about Angel Reese because it is some things that need to be discussed. So we'll talk about that and more. It's our Kickin Knowledge with Sensei segment. So you already know it's going to be good. So we'll get it started after this countdown. And welcome in everyone to our the G Report episode 123. I am your host Greg. We thank y'all for tuning in. It's our Kickin Knowledge with Sensei segment. So welcome in my sis Sensei. How's it going?
Hey, it's going well. Good to be back. Glad to be back on the G before. It's been a while, but we back in this thing. So
Back in. It is basketball season, so I'm gonna try to make it a habit for for you guys to see a lot of us. We got the
yes.
NBA playoffs coming up and the finals, so we'll definitely have a lot of basketball to talk about. Um, so to start off the show, let's start with the best game of yesterday. Iowa and UConn. Iowa escapes uh, by 2 to go to the national championship game, 71-69. So let's dive right in, sis. The call that was one, should it have been called? And then two, um, did that lose the game for UConn, or was it other plays that went on during the game that led to them losing this game?
Um. Okay. So just so we understand, the call that was made, it was a foul. Like I'm not gonna dispute that that wasn't a foul. It definitely was a foul. However, if you don't call that all night, you can't call that then. Like that is the absolute wrong time to make that call. I would have liked for the refs to let them play that out because it was already such a good game, such a competitive game. Like at least give UConn like you stripped UConn of an opportunity of at least trying to either tie or take the lead or whatever the case. Like at that point, you handed Iowa the game because I mean, like I said, they there was 3.9 seconds left. Like I hate that they made that call at that time. I think that there I think yes, that's the losing play, quote unquote, but I
Mhm.
don't think that's what lost UConn the game. I think had Paige been a little bit more aggressive offensively, I think that UConn could have pulled that game out because they were up for a good majority of the game. Like they were
Yes.
winning for a good portion of the game.
Mhm.
Um, I think had Paige put her foot on the gas a little bit and like started to just attack and be aggressive and kind of put the pressure on Iowa a little bit more, they would have won the game. But that's just a horrible way to lose, and I feel so bad for Aaliyah Edwards. And I mean, that's just a horrible call to make at that time.
Yeah, um the timing was not good. Um it's one of those deals where at the end of whether it's football, basketball, we always want the players to be the ones that uh, uh, determine whether your team wins or loses, and not the people that's in the striped shirts. The other side of that argument is, well, if it's a foul when it's 10 minutes left in the game, it should be a foul at 3 seconds. Yes, that is correct, but just like you said, sis, they haven't been calling it all game. That's not really the time to start calling it then when it's 3 seconds left. Was some of that kind of like the NCAA kind of wanted Caitlin Clark,
Absolutely.
Iowa to be?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I was saying that too because I was watching it at work, and I was saying that to somebody I was watching it with. Like, the thing with Iowa is if you're gonna keep it close, the refs are gonna have influence over the game, like they are, because she's the media darling right now. Like, she can do no wrong. She's the great white hope. It is what it is. Like,
It
it
is
just
what it
is what it
is.
is. It's no hate, but it's the truth.
No,
Like,
right.
that is the person that everybody hitched their wagon to and has chosen to be the one. So if you give her an opportunity and you keep it close, you better believe some calls are not going to go your way. So your best thing with Iowa is you have to beat them. You have to destroy them. Like, it cannot be up in the air. It can't be controversial. It can't be a close game or single digit game. Like, you have to put your foot on their throat and not let up. Because the moment you give it an opportunity to be a close game, you leaving it up to chance.
That's true. I kind of felt that way too. Again, does it happen in all sports where they want the superstar to be in the final or the superstar team and all of that? Yes. The ratings that women's basketball has gotten during this tournament have been phenomenal. I've been watching women's college basketball since 2006, so I'm not new to this. I've seen all the great players, Steve Bird, Diana, all of them. So with this little bit of esteem that women's basketball has now, do you feel that's because of just Caitlin Clark herself, or are people really starting to get interested in women's college basketball?
I think Caitlin Clark obviously plays a huge role in it. Definitely, like I said, not to take anything away from her at all. Like, she definitely is a huge part of the reason why people are paying attention, because she's doing something that's so impressive that it seems unprecedented, right, in the women's game, because people who have just started watching women's basketball are like, oh, we've never seen a woman do that before. But like you said, if you've watched the greats from Diana Taurasi to Sue Bird to Candace Parker to Maya Moore to Simone Augustus, like, the list goes on. Like, they've been doing this. It's just now that they have the investment and they have the attention and we have the storylines of getting to know these players. And I also believe the NIL helps because it's exposing them more to the world. So now it's not, women's basketball is no longer the best kept secret. It's like, oh wait, like, hold on, especially with social media, like, you're able to follow a Juju Watkins in high school. You're able to see a Caitlin Clark, an Angel Reese. You're able to see a Kiki Rice. You're able to see these people because it's more visible. It's more in your face, and they have game like the men. Like, they're playing like the men. Like Paige, but people were sleeping on Paige Buckers. They forget, like, Paige Buckers was Caitlin Clark before Caitlin Clark. Like, she was the one. Like, she was the one. She was the draw. So, like I said, I don't think it's just Caitlin Clark. Obviously, like I said, she plays a huge role, like breaking the records and just the flair and how she plays. But honestly, like, it's a handful of them that have had a hand in it. And, like I said, just the social media exposure, the NIL, like, you can't deny women's basketball anymore. you can't, because now people are starting to see, as they pay attention, they're starting to notice other players like, oh, Hannah Hidalgo, who's that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
it's just growing and growing. But I mean, to answer your question, like I said, Caitlin Clark has had a huge part in that, but she's not the end all be all as it pertains to the popularity of women's sports. So,
Mm. And I hope to continue to see that as the years go on. You
yeah,
know, I want to see 12.3 million ratings from this point forward, not just, not just one time deal. So definitely looking forward to the future. Juju Watkins is that girl.
yes, yes, yes.
You
That a
know,
yes, absolutely.
so I look forward to seeing her for the next 3 years. That's going to be awesome. UConn just got the #1 recruits.
Sarah Strong. Yep,
Not surprised. Gino is back
yep.
at it.
Hey, don't sleep on Dawn either, because she got a top recruit coming to Joyce Edwards. She's coming to South Carolina next year, so it's gonna be competitive for years
Yeah,
to come. Years to come.
and I think that's what, sis, that's what women's college basketball always needed to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because from when I started watching, so 2006 all the way to now,
Yeah.
it was always, okay, it's UConn or it's
Yeah. Or
TCU
yeah. Mm-hmm.
or it's
Mm-hmm.
Stanford for a short
Mm-hmm.
window, and there was no like parity.
Mm-hmm.
And I always said, I said, once women's college basketball has parity,
Yep. Yep.
that's when it's going to
Yeah.
take off. And it finally
Mm-hmm.
happened.
Mm-hmm. And that's a great point. I'm glad that you said that, because um definitely. I mean, after a while, it does get boring when the same person or the same team, continues to win. It's like cool, like, we of course we like to see dominance and excellence and all those things, but after a while, it's like, all right, let somebody else eat, like, let somebody else eat. But I mean, like, it's like you said, the parity is just spread everywhere. Like USC is loaded, like they got some top recruits coming next year. UCLA is only going to get better. Notre Dame has Olivia Miles coming back, and they got some top recruits coming. They're going to only get better.
Yep.
UConn, of course, UConn is UConn. South Carolina, don't sleep on Tennessee. Duke,
Yep.
with Carolina, like there's so many teams and so many players, and I'm just excited that people are finally paying attention and realizing the great product that is that women's basketball.
Yes, definitely. Shout out Carol Lawson at Duke. I am a Duke fan.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, we make a Final Four one of these days.
Getting close. Y'all are getting close. Y'all
Getting
are getting
close.
close for sure.
Yeah, so we just need a couple more scores. But that was the game itself, UConn Iowa. It was a great game. Despite the
Controversial call,
game
yeah.
call,
Yeah. Yeah.
despite that part,
Yeah.
everything was good. Shout out Mika No.
Mm-hmm.
That's how
Mm-hmm.
you play defense. For all the youngins that want to shoot, look, all the logo threes are fun and all of that. Defense, that's how you get paid by somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's gonna make a great pro. She's gonna make a great pro just off the strength of being willing to play defense and lock down. Like I haven't seen Caitlin guarded that well by anybody. Like, and she made it like it was almost like it was personal. Like, no, you're not gonna embarrass me. And that's the thing with defense. Defense is pride. Like, you gotta have pride in that. Like, if you want to play lockdown defense, yes, there's mechanics, but you have to have pride as well. And you could tell you're not this. It's not going to be a 40-point night, not with me. Like
Right. That's
know,
right.
because like I was telling you before, we talked about before, like Caitlin Clark is one of those people that she's a great shooter, but she's rhythm. So if I can establish a rhythm and know what I need to do to get what I need to get done, then it's going to be a long night for you. But if you can make it frustrating, if you can make it hard, if you can make her second guess for even a slight second, that is your best opportunity to slow her down. Because you're not going to completely stop her. She's too great of a player. There's no such thing. but you can slow her down. And that's what Nika Moore was able to do. So definitely shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out. That was
And she came up in the
awesome.
game too. She was the reason they were only down 2 because Iowa had went on a little run. So she kept them in the game on offense as well.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. She made, I think she made about 3 threes for 4. So,
Key
yeah.
steals, yeah. She was everywhere. And she was everywhere. So yeah, shout out to her for sure.
Shout out. Yeah. So, she played great. I was in the championship game because of Hannah Stokey. Let's just be honest about it. That was the best game I've seen her play these past 2 seasons. So she came up big as well. As we now spin forward to tomorrow, who do you have winning the game, and what's going to be the key for that team to win tomorrow?
Give me South Carolina. I got South Carolina. I want them to win so bad. I want Raven to get her revenge tour, since I feel like she deserves. And we'll get into because some of the things her and Angel Reese have similarities in this. But
yes,
I want South Carolina to win. But if I'm being honest, the keys are going to be again, what defenders are we going to put on Caitlin Clark and to make it difficult for them, as well as they got to hit shots. South Carolina has to hit shots. I mean, that was their Achilles heel last year, that they didn't have any outside shooting, so they got to hit shots. And I think the X factors are going to be Raven Johnson, of course, and as well as Ashlyn Watkins. Sorry. We all know what Camila Cardozo is and what she does and how she can be dominant. And I don't think Iowa has anybody that's going to be able to completely stop her. Mm-hmm. However, with the Hannah Stokey thing, is the advantage that South Carolina has is they have depth and they have size and they have speed. They have all the intangible things, but it's dependent on what version of them is going to show up. Like if Ashlyn Watkins plays like she played yesterday, they win.
Oh yeah.
Easy. Yeah. Like Camila Cardozo, same thing. She plays dominant the same way she played yesterday, they win. If Raven is clicking on all cylinders how she was, if she's locked in, they would. Like they have so many people that can make differences in this game, and Iowa is limited in that way. But an advantage Iowa has, they just play the right way with what they got, and it works. Like they don't have, super athletic, they don't have the super speed, but they play the right way, and they make plays when they need to make plays. So the key for South Carolina is going to be it cannot be a close game. They can't make it a close game, because the moment it's a close game, you might as well hand Caitlin Clark the trophy, because the referees ain't gonna let her lose. They just not. They're not gonna let her lose. They just aren't. There's at least 4 games, or probably 3 games in this tournament that Iowa should be sitting at home right now.
Yeah.
But they were all close games, and once it becomes a close game, you leave it to chance. So South Carolina has to be, and which I'm sure Don Staley understands that, but they have to be dominant from start to finish. They have to play a full 40 minutes of dominant basketball. If they can do that, and everybody, like I said, everybody's locked in, I think they win.
Definitely. Raven Johnson is going to be the X factor to me.
Absolutely.
We've all seen that clip last year when they played Iowa. And Clayton Clark was like, "Yeah, she ain't gonna make it. Don't worry about it."
So, she ain't gonna make it. She ain't even gonna shoot it.
Yeah, she ain't gonna shoot. Right.
She ain't even gonna shoot it. Like she ain't even gonna shoot it.
Mm-hmm. So to go from that to how she can make the 3 now, I think that's going to be the difference in this game. KC, she's going to do her thing. Ashlyn Watkins, she's going to do her thing. I do expect South Carolina to win the game. I think they'll win by 10. It'll kind of be, close during the first half and, all of that. But I think they'll be able to pull away towards the end. So I wanted to ask you this: don't worry, y'all. We saving the Angel Reese. So don't leave yet. Don't leave. We will uh, 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 touch on that. But a third championship for Dawn Staley. What would that mean for her legacy as a coach?
Oh man. I mean, I already think that Don Staley is a legendary coach as is. But you're talking about not only just a third title, but an undefeated season at two undefeated seasons in a row. Let's start
Mhm.
there. Two undefeated seasons in a row. You get your revenge, and you get a third championship. Like we got to start putting her. We got to put her in that Geno Pat Summit. Tara from Stanford. We got to put her in that conversation. Like she got to sit at that table at that point because there's not a lot of people walking around with 3 championships. Not a lot of people who've gone. Well, I think the stat was like 109-3, like over
Yeah,
the last 3 seasons. Like that's insane. And just to keep just keep turning them out. As far as like just having great basketball teams. And like if you look at all the teams that she's had that have been successful, they're all different. Like they all bring something different. No one team is alike. Like with UConn, it was just like, all right, we have the best players and that's it. Like,
that's it.
that's just
Yep,
it. Like we
that was
got
it.
the top 20 recruits. What y'all
Yep,
gonna do about it? Like
yep, that was it. Yep.
that's what it was. But with Dawn Staley, she builds teams. Like every team, successful team she's had, they have a foundation of some sort. Like she has the center, she has the power forward, she has the shooting guard, she has the point guard, she has the two guard. Like they're all built teams from just. I mean, I don't know how she does it. She's like a mastermind almost. Like it's just like
Mhm.
she just sits there and says, "What do I need to be a successful team?" And you can see that. Like that's why South Carolina doesn't get as much like media coverage as they should because they're a team. It's not just one band, one sound. It's like they're they're a family. Like
Yep.
it's a different kind of feeling. So I mean, man, yeah. If we done a third championship, Don has to be sitting at that table with Gino and Pat because that now we're in different territory, especially having an undefeated season because there's not a lot of people who can do that, and the only other people that can say that are Gino and Pat.
That
So
was
it's
it.
like she gotta have a seat at that table at that point.
Yes, definitely. A win tomorrow. She is at the GOAT coaches of women's basketball dinner table.
Mm-hmm.
There's Pat, um, uh, Gino. If you want to have them 1A, 1B, whichever
Yeah,
one.
they're interchangeable in
Yeah,
my opinion. Like honestly,
yeah, whichever one you want to put first. I know some people get touchy on it. Whoever you want to put first. And then Tara for the greatness she's done
Stanford. Yep.
out
Mm-hmm.
of Stanford, and then Don would have to be there.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta sit her at that table for sure.
yeah. So what she's done before she got there, South Carolina was nothing. Let's be
No,
honest.
yeah, yeah.
They were nothing, and she has turned it into a dynasty, and it is something to watch. Definitely, it's not just one player. It is a fam, and it was interesting watching yesterday when Don said we want to win the championship for the players that didn't get it last year.
Mm,
And
mm-hmm.
I thought that was
Yeah,
fitting because that's a real family. That's like, hey,
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
didn't get it, but we gonna get it for y'all.
And she
And
said she was gonna give them rings too.
they was gonna get
She said they
rings.
get rings as well.
Yeah, yeah. So that
Like
is
that's a coach, man. I that's somebody I would have loved to play for. Like that's beyond a coach. Like the relationship that Dawn has with her players, current and past players, like it's a testament in itself because all the players that have played for her love her, like adore her, put her on this pedestal of like, nah, this ain't just my coach. This is like my second mom. Like this is, like that's a different kind of relationship. And it's like, as Black women, especially like
Yes.
from Black women to Black women, like that's special. Like we need that. You need somebody like that, like somebody that's not your parent, because your parent, like you're supposed to do that. Like
You're
you
supposed to,
gave
right?
birth to me, so you're supposed to do that. But
Yeah.
to have that from somebody else who is successful herself outside of being a coach, like Dawn Staley, the basketball player, was like that. Like that's not overlooked that. But to pour into other people and just, oh man, like I can't say it enough. Like that Dawn, every time I watch her talk, like
Nice.
I'm entranced. Like I focus on everything she says, because she always says something that just sticks with me and captures my attention in a way that a lot of people can't.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
she's a different breed, and I'm really thankful that I have been able to see her coach and experience her as a coach, and just watch her players and watch their interactions, like just everything that's attached to her. It's been great. So
Yeah. She is awesome. She's definitely a person of a great faith,
yes.
which I absolutely love. I absolutely
hmm
love that. So she's just awesome. I'm old enough to remember when she played. So
hmm
so it's she's been around for a very, very long time, and what she's doing is great. Kenneth, I want to get to your question real quick before we switch topics. Do you think Dawn leaves for an NBA job or a men's college job if she wins the chip?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I I don't want her to leave, but I do think Dawn Staley is one of those people that is always kind of on a quest for a challenge. So I
Yeah,
think I don't know if it'll happen after this year, but I do think at some point she will try to go for like an NBA job or maybe a WNBA job, because I think she's deserving. I think she at
right,
least deserves the opportunity. She can coach her tail off. So I mean, anywhere she goes, I feel like it's gonna be success is gonna follow. But um, I don't think it'll be immediate, just especially with like all the class that she has coming in, like and then having Malaysia for Wiley, like she's only a freshman, like so it's just like I don't think she'll leave right away, but I do think at some point in the next 3 to 4 years we could see her making a transition elsewhere.
yeah, yeah. I can see her leaving after about three to 4 years. Um, Not necessarily to a different college team, but if she wanted to coach a, W NBA team, I could definitely see that.
hmm
Winning one or two, chips there, and then kind of saying, "Okay, that's it. I'm gonna,
Yeah,
I'm gonna chill
yeah.
out now."
hmm
So yeah, so I can definitely see that. All right, y'all. Now we get into the part. And
The meat and potatoes.
is meat and potatoes. This is gonna be replayed on TikTok, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Once
Yep.
we say everything we gotta say, I know I'm gonna put it on mine, and I know Sis gonna put it on hers. So,
hmm
um, okay, so let's kind of start from the top here. What I found kind of crazy about this Angel Reese hate was people would say, well, she's kind of cocky, or she has an attitude problem, or, you know, and I would say, okay, well, did Larry Bird have an attitude problem as well? Or did Christian Leitner have an attitude? Christian Leitner, my dog now. As a Duke fan back in the day, Christian Leitner, yeah, he did all what he did, that was one of my dogs back then. So with all of that being said, those players had their cockiness about them. They would talk, they would get in your face. Sometimes, especially with Christian, want to throw some hands. And that's just what it was. Um, Now, if there was social media back then, would there have been more hate towards Larry Bird, Christian Laettner, all those guys? Certainly. Everybody thinks they're bold when they get on a keyboard. But I feel like what made this different was Angel was never mean to anyone. This is what I mean by mean.
Mm-hmm.
Being mean is like wanting to fight, shoving people. Angel was never in a fight. The fight that happened in the SEC, did you see her run out? No, she stayed where she was at, which was the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
That was the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So she was never in a fight with anybody. The coach that she talked to on the Bruins, obviously, this person said something to get that kind of reaction. I've grown up in an era as well where you do, have you don't you try not to talk crazy to people that are older than you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But at the same time, especially once you reach a certain age, if you're gonna say something crazy, I'm gonna ask you, are you cool? or
Mm-hmm.
is, or you need to watch your mouth, or we need to talk, or what's going on? So I saw no fault there. Um, it amazes me that she's 21. We have more standards for a young woman playing basketball at the age of 21 than we do for people that run for president of the United States. I don't understand that.
Mm. You said a word there.
So she's supposed to be this polite, delicate person. Not saying that she's not like that. I'm pretty sure Angel is a very, very nice person. But we have more standard for her than we do for people running for president. It doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, sis, I'll let you have at it. First off, was the hate that Angel got this season, was that more so to do with her race, or were people just truly like, hey, could you not be so cocky? Was it really the attitude and all that, or was it more about her being black?
It was 100,000% about her being black. 100,000%. Um, she has the same attitude as Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is the hot commodity, so let's just call it spade a spade.
Right, yeah.
She has the same exact attitude. It's just she's not allowed to exist in the same way that Caitlin Clark is, because people look at Caitlin Clark and they go, well, she's not, super athletic. She's this tall, lanky, kind of awkward white girl, like,
Yeah.
but she could shoot the hell out of a basketball. She could shoot
Yes.
the hell out of a basketball.
Yep.
And so she just has that sweet homey, like, kind of feel to her. And Angel is rough around the edges. Angel is unapologetically herself. Angel is, confident, and she gonna let you know she's confident. Like she gonna talk the talk, she gonna walk the walk. Like she lives her truth. And like I said before, people hate confident women, but they especially hate confident Black women. I think people are afraid of honesty. Like they want women to sit in the corner, look pretty, be seen and not heard. That's how they would prefer women to act. Like don't do too. Because Caitlin Clark has received criticism as well.
She
Like
did.
as far as like her attitude. So it's not it's not just Angel. Like Caitlin Clark has received criticism as well as far as her attitude and her being too arrogant or complaining too much or this or that. Like I said, they want women to sit in the corner, be cute, be delicate, be seen and not heard, and that's not the truth. That's just not how women are. Like we aren't. I'm sorry. Like some women are that way. Most women aren't. Especially like if I'm good at something, I'm good at, you're gonna know I'm good at something. Like I'm gonna tell you. Like I'm not gonna keep that a secret. I'm gonna let you know I am great at this. Here's why. Like, and I don't see a problem with that. I mean, but if just out of them two, look at women just in history in general. Look at a Serena Williams. How they try to silence her and try to make her, she's too arrogant, she's too loud, she's too this, she's too that. Serena Williams is one of the greatest athletes of all time.
Yes.
Of all time. Men or women. Greatest, one of the greatest athletes of all time.
Yes.
Why the hell would she be quiet about that?
That's facts.
Like why would I be, for what? To make you feel better? To stroke your ego? Nah, nope. Nope. That's why I said, Angel Reese, please continue to be yourself. Be exactly who you are. Walk in that. Head held high, chest out. Like, this is who I am. Love me, hate me, shut me. If you don't like it, shut me up. Make me lose. Like, stop me.
Yeah.
If it's that much of a problem to you, stop me. Until you can, I'm gonna talk. And even after that, I'm gonna talk again, because if we run it back, I'm still gonna talk. Like, you're not gonna. What I'm saying? Like it's just one of those things where, like I said, it's just that weird dynamic in America where seen and not heard, especially if you're Black and you're a woman, seen and not heard. Like be good, but be calm. Like be good or be good and but don't tell anybody. Like don't be boisterous about it. Like be good and just take your basketball and go home. No.
That's craziness.
No, she grew up in Baltimore. She didn't grow up like that.
Ain't no
grow up hooping like that. She didn't grow up hooping like that. I'm sorry. Like I grew up in Chicago. Come on, dog. Like I didn't grow up hooping and it was just like we shake hands and go home. No, I'm gonna let you know about it.
No.
Remember that 3 I hit in your? Yeah, you remember that? Yeah. Like I'm gonna let you know about it, but it's no harm. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm just letting you know. Like that's just that's the competitiveness of it. Like that's a part of the game. You strip the game of its essence if you take away the competitive nature of it. So it's like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But yeah, not to get off track, but to answer your question, like it absolutely has to do with her being Black. The fact that she's Black and she's confident and she's loud about it, and people don't like it. It rubs people the wrong way, and keep rubbing them the wrong way. Since they talk about you if you did. I mean, no matter what.
No matter what you did, like, right? Exactly. Yeah.
You can't win for losing. So hey, It is what it is.
Yeah. And that's where I felt like there was a culture difference as well, because growing up in the inner city, that's how we played ball. We'll talk stuff. You knew the line not to cross.
Absolutely.
Don't talk about nobody's mama. Don't do none. Okay. But as far as everything else, yeah, we're gonna talk.
It's fair game. It's fair game. Don't call me out my name. I won't call you out of yours. Like you said, don't talk about nobody in my family. And we good. We going back and forth being competitive. Like it is that fine, cool. I'm okay with that. Like she said it herself. Like when I'm on the court, ain't no friends. I'm trying to take your head off. When we get done, we can go hang out.
Yeah, that's it. And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. They act like that she committed some kind of murder or something. Like they're literally talking about this girl. Like Like I said in my video,
Mhm.
like she did something egregious. No, she gave Caitlin Clark a dose of her own medicine. It was all fun and games when she was doing it. When Kayla
Yeah,
Clark was doing this to Haley Van Lith, it was all fun. Everybody was like, "Oh, that's so! Oh my God, she disrespected her when she waved Raven Johnson off. Oh my God, she waved her off." But now you mad because no, what she did was what has been done a million times before, and she let her know about it. Yeah, one of these, I got it. You don't. Like that's
yeah,
a fact.
yeah.
It's an indisputable fact.
It's a fact. It's a
You know
fact.
what I mean? Like,
And not just that, like even the what she said about, being bullied and stuff like that. People have to understand in the social media age, all these college players are in the social media age. So when they get on, Instagram or TikTok, they're seeing all the comments people say.
absolutely.
Yes, they can log off and not look at them, but I know if because I know for me myself, I want to see what people are saying about me.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna take it to the heart, but I still want to say like, oh, okay, let's see. Oh, okay, well, I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, like that's
Yeah.
so and you're still gonna look, and for people to kind of disregard her feelings, like, oh, well, what is she crying for now? I said, what? I said, so she can't show emotion now? Like, what are we talking about? Like, I found that so weird. It's like she's being vulnerable right now. She could
Mm-hmm.
have kept all this to herself and not said nothing. So she's trying to be vulnerable in this moment and let you guys in. And y'all still talk about. I just found that fascinating. I was like, I can't believe
Yeah.
people are talking about and she's being vulnerable
Yeah.
with you.
It's people. How do I say this? People are like addicted to missing the actual point because the actual point isn't that she lost. Like I'm sure Angel Reese was upset. Yes, that they lost. Anybody would be, especially in a like one and done situation. College career is going to be over. Like there's a lot that's about to shift in that young girl's life. A lot. So anybody would have some kind of emotion. But on top of that, the question that she was asked is what made her emotional.
Yes.
Because prior to that, Flau'jae Johnson had gave a beautiful speech of support of
Yeah.
how great of a person she is, great of a teammate. She wears a heavy crown. Like same with Haley Van Lith, like talking about how strong she is. Do you know how that must have felt for her in that moment, knowing that she was receiving death threats, knowing that she was being threatened, knowing that she had been sexualized for a year? For
That's
a year, not for a moment, not for a second, a year.
mm-hmm.
That's heavy on anybody, but especially a 21-year-old girl with her kind of status.
Yes.
That is, think like I need for people to like put that in your brain for a second. Be human for just a minute. I know everybody likes to act holier than thou on the internet, but for a minute,
Right.
humble yourself the same way you want her to humble herself. Like put yourself in her shoes for just a quick minute. That's a lot for anybody. I don't care how old, what your experience is. That is a lot for anybody. So
Yes.
the fact that she was able to be vulnerable and speak on that, and people were like, "Oh, you're just crying because you lost and Kate Clark humbled you." No, 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 no,
Oh,
no,
nothing to do with
no. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
it. Yeah. That
And
was
y'all not
not
gonna attack her for having that vulnerable. Like, no,
exactly.
we're not going for that.
And we want, and this is, I'm trying not to go off into not trying to
Man,
make it to
hey,
to a Kevin Samuels thing or something, but we
yeah,
always talk about women being more vulnerable and we want vulnerability. And so now this is the time we're getting that and we're making jokes and we're poking. It's like, come on, like
yeah,
can we have a heart for at least 5 minutes to acknowledge that this person was cyberbullied for a whole year, you know, And the people that did the cyber bullying will be the same people that if you say anything to them in their face, they want to pull out their shotgun. They want to pull out their AK and start doing whatever they're gonna do. And that's I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not saying violence is good, people. I'm just saying those are the kind of people that talk. They talk on the keyboard. If somebody says half of the stuff on the keyboard to them in their face, they're ready to shoot somebody. Let's just be honest about it. So and so that part bothered me. And with Caitlin Clark, you can't choose your fans. It's kind of like with the whole Beehive thing with
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Sure.
It's like, Beehive crazy, but what you want Beyonce?
What you want her to do?
What you want her to do? So, but there is now. I will say, and then we're coming up close to time here. There is a segment of Caitlin Clark's fans that are
racist,
that are MAGA-ish. I was gonna use a code word.
Call it what it is: racist, racism,
right? Yeah,
sexism, all of it. They're married. They go together real bad.
Yeah. There is a segment that is that. So that's the sad part of that.
Yeah.
And
it's unfortunate.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate because I don't think Caitlin Clark would support. And I almost hate having these conversations sometimes because it's going to come across as Caitlin Clark hate and it's not. I don't hate. I love watching Caitlin Clark play. She's incredible. Please do not get me wrong. There are just some disparities that have to be talked about, and unfortunately, she's the best example to use because she's the name, she's the draw. So everything's gonna be compared and contrast as it pertains to her. So I mean, she even said herself she didn't see a problem with what Angel did because she does it too. She come on, she is competitive as hell. All her teammates, her parents have said it. Her coach has said it. She's competitive as hell. And that's fine. That's okay. Please be that. We need that. I love to see women popping their ish. I love that. Because we need more women to do it.
Oh yeah.
But let's have it equal. It can't be okay for one and not okay for the other one.
That's true.
That's not I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. Like I said, it's unfortunate because I know Caitlin does, at least from what I've seen of her as far as interviews and things of that nature. Obviously, I don't know her personally, but she doesn't support that vitriol that her fans are giving Angel Reese and other Black players and just players in general. She don't support that. Mm-mm. She don't support that at all. Yeah. And she don't even say too much of nothing outside of on the court. You don't see her really popping too much smoke on social media. So it's come on, man, we gotta change the narrative. I don't know how, but we gotta change the narrative.
People need to calm down, man.
Get a life, touch grass.
Yeah, touch grass, and not only that, don't be mad because somebody is more successful than you. Yeah, she's 21. She has more money than me. So what? That doesn't bother me. I'm fine. I love my life.
Listen, I get all the money, sis. Get all the money. With all the endorsements, get all the expo. Do all the things that your heart desired and then do it times 10. I want to see all of them girls win. Every last one of them. Even if they don't play for my team, I'm not rooting for it. It doesn't matter. They don't know me. I don't know them. I'm rooting for them all to get the bag. I'm rooting for every last one of them. Even Caitlin Clark, get the money.
Yeah, get the money.
Whatever they offering, add it to the bank account. Because it's been a long time coming from women to see this kind of money. So I'm rooting for every last one of them to get the money, or whatever it is. Even if it ain't money, whatever it is you want to do that. to the maximum 100. Like while we have the eyes, we have the exposure. Foot on the gas. Like let's take it all the way there because they deserve. I mean, she earned it. You
earned
don't
it,
just
sure.
you don't roll over and become Angel Reese. Like you get that. It's some work that had to be put in for that.
Yep. Yep.
So like same with Caitlin Clark. You don't wake up shooting half court shots. Like that's work being put in. Like that's why she is at the level she is. Everybody ain't Caitlin Clark. Put it to you that way. So
it takes a long time to become that.
It's a long time to be the same with Juju. Like Juju didn't become Juju overnight. Paige didn't become Paige overnight. Like this stuff takes time and practice and time away from family and being locked in, zeroed in on your craft. So like I said, I'm rooting for all of them. Get the money, please do get it because it's out there. And I just, like I said, I just want it to be equal for everybody. I just want everybody to be critiqued the same. Like if you critique I'm okay with if you critique their game. When it starts to become personal, that's where the line has to get drawn. Because the Angel Reese criticism isn't just about. It's not about her game. It's personal.
No, it's personal.
Personal attacks about her life, about who she's dating, about her grades, about her size, about like it's like I said, they're dissecting every piece and part of her. That's the part I don't like. Like I said, critique her game all day because she has stuff to improve on, which I know she knows that.
Oh, she knows.
But it can't be that. Well, like I said, when it comes to personal attacks, that's where the line has to get drawn.
Yes, definitely. And no one should ever be bullied like that. That was just way too much. Tony, I want to read your comment real quick before we wrap up. My man said, Angel and Caitlin are both great athletes, great players, and have their own skills that they are good at. People need to appreciate the sport, the rivalry, and intensity being brought into a game that everyone has started to watch and enjoy because of two of these great women. Yes.
Absolutely. Agreed, Tony. What up, Tony? Man of the people.
Boy. Yes, man of the people. Yes. Just, enjoy and also keep watching as the years go on.
Yes.
Don't make it a 1 year.
Yeah, keep supporting women because Juju got 3 more years in college. Paige is coming back for another year. Like I said, Hannah Hidalgo. People need if you ain't watched that girl play, you need to watch that girl because she's tough.
She's good.
She's tough. Like I am glued in on her because she's tough. As well as Olivia Miles, like I said, coming back. Malaysia Wiley's a freshman. She got 3 more years down in South Carolina. So make sure y'all keep your eyes on her. I think Raven has 1 or 2 more years left in school as well. Kiki Rice at UCLA is another one to watch.
Oh yeah, she's good.
I think, what is her name at Arizona? I think Jada Williams maybe is her name at Arizona. She's tough as well. So yeah, please, like, people stay locked in on women's basketball because we have stars that are still coming in the classes up to come, and people that are staying in school. Pretty much, they got some years left in their eligibility that are amazing players as well. So yeah, let's keep riding this high of supporting women's basketball because it's only going to get better.
Indeed. That'll do it for us. Before we go, sis, tell everybody where they can find you.
Of course. So Instagram, I am Sensei _33. We are on the TikTok doing TikTok things. So make sure you follow me on TikTok at the Sensei with 2 I's and a 3 at the end, because I do reaction videos all the time about basketball and the things that are currently going on. So make sure you follow me there. I'm trying to really grow my following there. So really follow me there and stay locked in, man. We moving and grooving.
That's it. If you are a Kim Mulkey fan, Sensei don't like Kim Mulkey. So
yeah. Yep, I don't. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Listen, no hate against LSU.
No hate.
Me and Kim Mulkey is just not a fan. I'll put it that way. I have a video explaining it, so you'll
Yeah,
understand it doesn't come from nowhere. Trust me, I have my reasons.
as a
But
reason. Yes.
just so you know, yes, indeed.
Sis out here doing great things with the TikTok videos. I have seen all of them. They are all great.
Thanks, man.
So let's make sure to get her followers up over there. Still, covering the Kings as well this
Yes,
season.
yes,
Okay,
yep. Still
all right.
covering the Kings as well this season. I'll be posting some videos about them pretty soon here as we are gearing up for the end of the season. So I have a little bit more time to kind of really lock in and give my analysis on them, if you will.
All right, sounds good. NCAA Women's Championship is tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern. South Carolina and Iowa, Part 2.
Raven, get your lick back, Raven. Get back, sis. Get your lick back, sister. Get your lick back.
Let's see how many times you get waved off this year.
Yeah, we ain't wave. Yeah, they can't wave you off this year, Raven. Get your lick back. They can't wave you off this year. Yeah, talk that talk, Raven.
Yes, so that will be tomorrow. Men's Final Four is today. They're about to get started here in the next couple hours.
What's crazy, bro? Like,
yeah.
we ain't even really talking about the men.
No, we just said we did a whole show about the women's final.
I was literally just having this conversation with her. I'm like, I can't name you 5 men's college basketball players. I can't do it.
It is difficult. I mean, I only know as a Duke fan and ACC. I know some. Like if it what's his name for Purdue? Zach Edey. I've known him from the past couple years, but yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely more superstars in the women's game now than it is the men's as of now.
Yes, I had to point that out. I love that, but yeah. Make sure y'all lock into the championship game tomorrow because it's gonna be a good one for sure.
It's gonna be lit. Yes. So for my sis Sensei, y'all definitely gonna be seeing us. It's coming up on playoff time, so we're gonna have some time to talk some playoffs too. So I thank sis for joining us today, taking time out of her day to be able to come on, and we will see y'all next time. Thank y'all for watching.
See y'all next time. We out this thing.
Yeah.